Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon Schaefer here. Where do I start with these plein airs? Let's just start with the one I have in my hand. This one I did, hopefully the lighting is good on that. It's hard to tell. Anyway, this one is of a, it's kind of a grayish sky, but it was really gray. It was when a lot of fire was going on, a lot of fires around here. So kind of a smoky kind of sky, but it's a eucalyptus tree, kind of going uphill, looking up the hill. It's very painterly, kind of. I don't think I can zoom in because it'll be out of focus. So pretty interesting. I like the movement and stuff I have in the brushstrokes. You know, there was a lot I was trying to focus on and just capture. And trying to keep it very alive looking. So there's one of them. And on this was actually a Plein Air Meetup that I went to where it was only me and one other artist, and it was very hot outside, so it makes sense there was only two of us. And he was the one hosting it, so I was the only crazy other artist that showed up, but he was probably glad that I did show up and had someone to talk to and not just paint alone. We ended up splitting off though anyway. He was painting under a out in the shade, and I was the crazy one going, you know, the young crazy one going out into the open heat, sun, you know, beaming down on me. And that's what I like to do. I like to get out there and, excuse me, get out there and really capture something in sweat. And I had jeans on and it was just really hot. I walked like a half a mile to get to this one. And then the next scene is from the same place, just a different location, kind of a pathway between these trees, just really shady, a lot of shadows casting across, and a lot of interesting color in there in that one. A lot of pinks and reds and greens and yellows, all kinds of fun stuff. Really warm light. And I walked like a mile or two to get to this one, and then by the time I got back to my car, I was so hot and sweaty and like hungry. I was like, luckily I have food in my car because I bring food with me, but I just kept it in my car, and it was a lot of fun though. So, oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to bend down every once in a while to pick up these paintings. So these were the two that I got from a place in Sacramento. So really cool, pretty cool location, and successful day for me. I think it was pretty fun. It was really fun. I mostly did sunsets because I found this one location that's 4-minute drive away. Not even 4 minute. Depends on the stoplights, but it's really close. And I've been doing a lot of sunsets. This was probably my favorite of the entire summer. My favorite plein air. It's a 6x6. All of these are oils, by the way. I've been doing all oils this year, and just really learning and understanding them. But this is my favorite. The colors, just the warmth, the warm haziness back here. A lot of people comment and say, "Oh, it's really hazy looking," and you know, it wasn't really hazy. I mean, there is some haze with California and stuff, and getting that atmospheric perspective. Because this is probably, these mountains are 25 miles away, so I'm seeing really far into the distance, and the sun sets over these mountains, and the greens and the blues are just so beautiful. And these oranges, I mean, the sunset is so much stronger than this when you're looking at it out in the distance. I mean, the light it's so orange, but you can't just go into it with just straight orange. It's not going to read correctly, because you have to get the value correct, and this is the brightest thing on the painting, so I have to make sure that's correct. And when you go straight into just putting orange and yellow on there with no white mixed in or any other colors, it just looks really dark, and it's not, it just wasn't the key that I had. But this one, I really love how this one came out. It's just beautiful. I'm really happy with this one. So that was, I think this was my first sunset I ever tried to paint, even plein air. You know, I haven't painted many sunsets, but this is my first one in plein air and my most successful one, I think. I mean, it just came out great. And I did this one either a few days later. This one actually, same location, but this one was not plein air. This one, I didn't have my paint stuff ready, unfortunately. So, and actually, I have more story to tell you on this one. So I'm gonna get back to that. But this one was the day after, or a few days after. I was like, man, I want to just capture as many sunsets as I can. And I ended up, I didn't do a lot of sunsets, but I know I can always go and do them anytime. So this one, I went and viewed the sunset because I didn't have my painting stuff correctly. And I was just really studying what I was seeing. I was really focusing on it, really looking at it, all the colors and the values. And the blue of this mountain, the mountain was just so blue when I was looking at it, because the sun, it's different than this one. This one is completely warm because the sun is still above the horizon. But this one, the sun, as it started going back behind it, it loses its strength. There's no more light kind of penetrating across in front of the mountains. It's just all reflected light. And then that's when you can really look at the sunset and it's not hurting your eyes. This one was really bright, hurting my eyes. This one was a little more hazy in the distance, blocking out a lot of the light. But you still got this brilliant orange, and it's really impossible to capture in a painting. But beautiful greens here in the sky, and just this dirtiness of the pollution and haziness, and but just beautiful colors. There were so many colors. It just goes from blue to green, down to the yellows and oranges, and then purples down here, and grays and purples contrasting against this brilliant orange. And then these blue, really blue purple mountains back here, hills, with the foreground. You know, I try to vary up the foreground and just play around with it a little bit. You know, it's a little different than this one, but this one I did from memory. So, and it really came out really successful. I really enjoyed this one. So I kind of counted as plein air. I really painted it as if I was out in plein air, but this one technically isn't plein air, but it was from a really fresh memory. As soon as I got home, I started painting this one. So, really great sunset. I really enjoy painting these sunsets. And it's crazy now, the sunset is at like 5 o'clock. So it's gonna be hard to do any in the winter because I won't even be home from work on days that I work. I won't even be home from work by then. These next ones are of the sky. These are more sky and sun studies, but I did them at the same time, one right after the other. And these were when, I think it was around July 7th. I don't know, I have it on my blog. It's cool because I have all of this on my blog on the exact day that I painted it. So I really, it's kind of like a time capsule looking back in time. You know, at least years later it will be. So what happened with these sunsets, and you can see the horizon's way down here, so the sun was kind of high up in the sky still. It was probably 3 or 4 o'clock, and this is in July. And I was noticing outside this brilliant orange glowing light, and it looked like the sun was about to set, but it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there was just a ton of smoke in the sky with the sun beaming through this smoke. And the smoke was coming from over here in Napa, in the Napa Valley. And the sun, this one really captures it. This one really captures it. The sun was just this brilliant pinkish red. I couldn't even capture it because it was so vibrant, but it came across so much darker in this. And the sky was so blue and dark. I mean, this is all just clouds. And this, I mean, it was really cool to capture these. But, so I think I did this one first and then this after it. And I kind of got more of, the sun started going through and this smoke, there was more light coming through on this one. So I was trying to get this ring of glowing light and warmth coming through this smoke. And it was just epic, really epic. And it was funny because I put these down outside right after I finished them, and I was taking a photo of them. and there was actually little bits of ash falling on the painting from the smoke. And when I got home on my balcony, there was just ash, a little bit of ash covered my whole balcony. So it was really, really wild, really crazy. Huge, huge fires. So those were pretty cool sunsets. Or it wasn't even sunset, it was 3 in the afternoon. And this was another one. Actually, this painting was the same day as this sunset. Oh, and I have more story to tell on this one while I'm thinking of it. So these were on the same day. This one I did earlier in the day, and I was going on a bike ride, and I came across, this was a bike ride 2 minutes from my apartment, and there's a bunch of eucalyptus trees in this kind of like ditch almost, but it's a very long ditch, and it's a whole walking trail and everything. And there's a bike trail up on the hills beside it, whole thing. And so it initially started out like this, and I was painting close up of this eucalyptus tree with this light coming through. But by the time I set up my painting gear and I got started on it, the light had already moved, and it wasn't that great of a painting. So I kept painting this eucalyptus tree for like 40 minutes probably, and it was really difficult, and I just wasn't capturing it, wasn't looking right. But there was a lot of great color, a lot of blues and reds and all these subtle yellows and grays, but I couldn't capture it well enough. So I wiped it down, and then as I looked to my left, I was like, whoa, that can work as a painting. And this is what I came up with. So there was some trees and then this trail going right past them, and just the shadows coming down the sky here, some trees in the back, and it just really worked. It really came out great. And the cool thing about plein air is that it always comes out so much darker than you would think you're painting. Like when I was outside, this looked so much brighter. But when you bring it inside, you see how much color that there actually is out there that you're really capturing. And that's the great thing about painting from life, is that you preserve a lot of the color. You preserve this color. So that's a cool one that I did. I hope you guys are enjoying these little stories and stuff. I don't know if it's interesting to you or not, but hope you enjoy this little vlog. Anyway, back to the sunset. The way I got into this is the place that's like 4 minutes away is actually a hospital, but there's a big parking lot, and then there's a field. There's a parking lot and then a field, and then the sun sets right there. So I just go and park in the parking lot. They don't care. Nobody's there. It's in the evening. There's no cars there. And there's actually a walking trail right by the parking lot. So I just go and set up on the walking trail. There's nobody out there. And so I found this little spot, and I went there many times and just watched the sunset and studied these sunsets before I actually went out and painted this. And the day that I went and painted this, I looked up earlier what time the sun is going to set, and it was about 8:35 was the time of sunset. So I knew, and I knew when the light starts getting really good, it was about 8:10 or 8:15 is when the light gets really orange, and you have this 20-minute window or 15-minute window of just brilliant orange light, and that's exactly what I waited for. I had my pochade box set up. I was pre-mixing all my colors because I had studied it before. I knew there was going to be some light blues, a little bit of greens, some oranges, reds, yellows, and then this brown, and then the dark brown. So I was mixing up all these different colors and values because when you use oils, I usually mix all my colors beforehand, and then I can just sit there and paint it and mix what I need to, what I need to mix up. So I captured this. It was like 15 minutes painting. I mean, I was laying it on there super quick, really quick, to capture that light. And as soon as I finished the painting, by the time I just finished it, the sun was setting. Everything had changed, but I captured it. So that was pretty epic. Okay, just a few more. I actually have another one I need to go grab. This one, it didn't come out as well as I'd hoped. It's probably even hard to tell what it is, but it's in a place called Locke, California. It's a small little town right on the Delta, on the river. Or not the Delta, is it the Delta? I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, little historic town, all these old buildings. And it's a lot of foreign people live there, a lot of Asian. So there's actually a sign right above this doorway that I wanted to be in the painting, and I didn't capture it. It was this nice, with some Chinese symbols or Asian symbols on it, green sign. Would have been really cool. Hopefully I'll go back there one day, but this just wasn't that good. But I took some photos from when I was in Locke, and I ended up going home and doing a few paintings, and this is one of them, of a boarding house, which is now a museum in Locke. And this one came out great. I really love this painting. One of my favorites from the summer, and one of my favorites in general. Just this green color, really nice. And this other one is of a barn in Locke that I took a photo of. So that one's cool. But I really enjoy this one, just the painterly feel of it and the subdued colors, the realistic colors. So anyway, got one more. Okay, last one, and this was actually my first one of the season. This one was before this one, before I painted this one. Not on the same day, just I think it was around the same week. But this one, same location as that sunset, but facing away from the sun. So if the sunset's here, I just turned a little bit to my left and painted these nice trees that I really enjoyed. They were actually all in a line, you know, spaced evenly, and I was like, that's boring. So I just kind of mixed it up a little bit, made them shorter, you know, paired them together, all unequal spacing. And this one I really pushed to the limit of the sun setting again. I probably did this one in 10-15 minutes tops. This one I really painted quickly, and you can see all the spaces that I missed and stuff. I mean, really painterly, and I just threw it on there. And this one just captures that red, really red pinkish light at the end of a sunset, like when right before twilight hits, this red pinkish light, and that's what I was trying to capture. And it worked out, I think. I mean, it's not the best painting, not the most inspiring or epic looking painting, but it's just a cool study to look back on. And you know, you have all these cool stories with each of these plein air paintings. And that's the thing that's cool about plein air and painting from life and just painting in general, is that you get all these stories from each painting. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just hearing all the little stories and seeing some of the work I did over the summer. And excuse me, I hope it inspired you to get outside and paint your own paintings. These are all 6x8s. That last one is a 5x7. And the sunset is a 6x6, so all kind of small, and just having a lot of fun with it. Hopefully in the winter I'll do some overcast type scenes, and just some trees with no leaves on them, just capturing the essence of winter and fall, and just that really cold weather that I hate. But I'll try to get outside and see what I can capture. Anyway, hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing more videos from me. I'm looking forward to creating them and sharing them with you. And anyway, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and keep on painting. Don't get discouraged. Thanks for watching. Peace.